Hey everyone, this is Chase at Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today we're going to show you how to navigate the Polaris OEM parts finder. So whether you own a Ranger, a Razor, or maybe even a Scrambler, today in this video we're going to walk you through the Polaris OEM diagrams and give you the information that you need to find the parts that you are looking for. So first we'll show you the basic organization of the Polaris OEM diagrams. We're going to give you some tips and tricks along the way, and to finish it up we're going to answer some commonly asked questions. So grab your computer or your phone and let's get started. So to get started, in order to view the Polaris OEM diagrams, you will need to have an account at Rocky Mountain and be logged in. So if you don't have an account, just go ahead and create one. On each OEM page, you'll find a couple helpful links, and you can also access these two features on any of the OEM schematic pages as well. The first one is live chat. Here you can chat with an OEM specialist if you are having trouble finding the part that you need. The other is our OEM part finder tips. Here's a list of tips and tricks that we have put together that are specific to Polaris that will help you locate the correct part. Now we're constantly updating this sheet, so if there's a question that you have or something that you see is missing, let us know. On this page, you'll find information about your machine's model identification, such as special editions and identifying your vehicle year. The first section is for model identification. Here it explains how to properly identify the correct model using the model number. Polaris has models specific to certain markets and are designated in the part number as shown here. The next section talks about mid-model year changes. In some cases, Polaris makes a change during the year, and you'll need to find your manufacturing date on the VIN number plate to know if your model was made before or after that rolling change. The next section covers VIN numbers. If you're not sure what year model your machine is, no problem. The 10th digit in the VIN will be your model year. For example, a B in the 10th position would indicate that you have either a 1981 or a 2011 model. Just refer to this table at the bottom if you're unsure. Okay, so now let's take a look at finding some parts. First, we need to select our machine. So for Polaris, you have ATV, Commercial, which is for Brutus models. You have PPS, PWR, which is a Polaris generator, RGR for Ranger, and last you have Razor. So for us today, we'll be looking at a 2016 RZR XP1000. Now once you have your make, model, and year selected, you'll notice that diagrams are listed in alphabetical order, and they are found on the left side or in the drop-down menu. To start finding a part, no matter what part you are looking for, think of where the part is on the vehicle and what it connects to or is touching. For example, if you were looking for a CV boot, you know it's part of the drivetrain and it sits on the axle. So we'll find the drivetrain/half shaft schematic. You'll see that Polaris separates their side-by-side schematics into categories and then further into the different assemblies, so just keep this in mind when you're looking for parts. Once on the correct schematic, we can see that the CV boot is listed as part number 5. If we navigate over to the front control arms found under suspension, you'll notice that there are no directional arrows on the Polaris schematics. But for the most part, the parts are laid out in the same orientation on each schematic, with the front of the machine located on the right side of the schematic. So you can use that as a reference when locating parts for the left or right side of your machine. As you look at the diagram, there are some important things to know and some tips to help you out. Each yellow box has a number that corresponds to a part on the diagram. When you hover over that yellow box, it will give you some helpful information. You'll find the name of the part, the Polaris part number, our price, MSRP, and the quantity in stock. You can also add to cart straight from here by just simply clicking the add to cart box. You can zoom in and out using the plus or minus keys or the scroll wheel on your mouse. So now let's jump over to the rear brake caliper diagram. On certain diagrams, you'll see a box surrounding multiple item numbers or a line connecting multiple items. On the schematic, you can see the box labeled as number 1 surrounding parts 2 through 10. Now you can order each part individually, but if you were to order number 1, this is the entire caliper assembly and includes everything inside the box. Now let's talk about the diagram list. The numbers on the diagram correlate to the numbers listed below. On this list under quantity, you may see certain boxes have more than 1 for a quantity. This indicates the amount of that part needed for complete reassembly. If you don't want or need the quantity needed for complete reassembly, you can easily change the quantity and add it to your cart. Now let's jump over to the clutch cover and ducting found with the drivetrain and then scroll down and look at the parts list for this schematic. If an item is in stock, this means we have it in our warehouse and ready to be shipped. Now we do our best to stock as many parts as possible, but might not stock items that are rarely purchased. If you order a part that is not stocked, we will order the part immediately from Polaris and ship it to you as soon as possible. We work hard to review each diagram to stock the parts that are commonly ordered. If we missed one, our software will recognize it based on sales and make it a stocked item. If an item says not shipping, this can mean one of two things. First, the part is old and no longer made by Polaris, and second, it may be a brand new part and not yet available. If it has an email when available box, this means we will email you to notify you when the part is available. Now we want to go over some commonly asked questions, and the first one is with superseded parts. Let's take a look at a 2005 Scrambler 500. So go back and select ATV, then select 2005 for the year. After that, we can find Scrambler 500 4x4 and select that from the machine list. Now go ahead and pull up the crankshaft piston diagram. A superseded part is a part that has been replaced by a newer version. You'll see the small red text underneath the part number on the parts diagram list. This part will fit your machine just fine. Polaris may have made a change to that specific part, so it replaced the old part along with the part number. Another common question is with standard equipment parts. You'll notice that there are 3 different piston sizes offered for this machine. On this diagram, you have your standard size, but depending on the condition of your cylinder or if it's been bored out, you have 2 more options with a large diameter. You have a 10 thousandths over and a 20 thousandths over. Just make sure and match the correct ring set with your new piston. The last thing we'll cover is color options. Let's look up a 2018 Polaris General. So we'll go through and find that using the machine selector. After that, we can pull up the body hood diagram. If we look at numbers 10 and 11, you'll notice that there is only one color option for the inner hood, which is black. But for the outer hood, there are 6 different color options. You can usually get a good idea of what each one is by reading the product name like red, black, and silver. But if you have questions on any color codes, please feel free to use the live chat feature or call in so we can make sure you're ordering the correct part for your machine. Alright, so there you have it. That is our walkthrough of the Polaris OEM diagrams. Now if you have any questions or just can't seem to find that part that you are looking for, well, do not hesitate. You can comment below or you can call in or chat live online with one of our friendly CSRs. I'm Chaser Rocky Mountain. Thanks for watching.